Audio update on the stock market. I'm Rich Posson for Critical Point. It is June 4th. It is 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Okay, in a few minutes we will post the weekly update for the stock market. Got a lot of stuff going on in there from very short term to very long term. Discuss some of the outside markets, some of the global markets, interest rates and whatnot. Any rate, it looks like the model's correct. We're seeing bond prices decline. And in the weekly update, we give you an idea how long bond prices will decline, how long interest rates will likely rise. Looks like we made a correct call on crude oil. We give an idea how long crude oil will trend, and it's within this new direction. We also examined the U.S. dollar. It looks like we made a correct call last week in the U.S. dollar. Violation of last week's low will make us reevaluate, and otherwise we're bullish the dollar for a little while. Outside markets, the global markets look really good. We give you lows to watch as a risk point for 1 to 3 months in the past here, and explain the violation of those lows would mean we need to reevaluate. Otherwise, we give you insight of what we anticipate for many of these global markets into next year. For the U.S. market, we give you near-term objectives and time objectives of how long it'll take them to buy. In other words, we believe a bottom was put in place this week for level 3. We believe a bottom was put in place in the last couple of weeks here for level 2. We give you an idea of how it's going to trend, and I will give you a free update for next week. We give it a thumbs up. We think it's going to be bullish, but is it going to be slightly bullish? Is it going to be robust? Well, we discuss some of the possibilities, and you want to become a subscriber to find out our objectives that, hey, if we're bullish for the next several weeks, months, whatever, when is the next opportunity that they're probably going to turn to selling? When are we going to be getting a true correction? Is the market going to drop 3% or is it going to drop 10%? What I forgot to put into the weekly update was the gold market. And I do think it's time for a little bit of consolidation and hesitation, but I also think there's a possibility to be a little bit higher by this summer. In the weekly update, I also discuss what we think of going on in Bitcoin. All right, for the moment here, yes, we think this week's low was a short-term to very short-term type of bottom, and this market's moving higher, and we think part of this has to do with today's jobs report that came in with a lower number than what we expected, but the market irrationally thinks that's a great and wonderful thing because interest rates are going to be kept low. The Fed's not probably going to move as fast as feared of tapering, which some feel like can also be the equivalent of raising interest rates. And so that's the kind of setup we got here, that they're ready to buy. So I think very soon, I think sometime this month, we'll see a record high in some of these major indexes, if not all of them. Okay. So past results are not necessarily indicative of future results. Have a great weekend. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Check out that weekly update. Lots of information there. Lots of signals and trends of how do these relate from very short term to very long term. And we'll talk to you next week.